All right. I guess we got flagged.
The YouTube popo came in.
We got flagged. Um, because
Ay, ay, ay.
of the fact that we're using the video of the season 2 couples therapy. I didn't think that, to be honest with you, I didn't think that that would be an issue because the video is free on YouTube's page, and we're not showing, not YouTube, yeah, YouTube, Showtime's YouTube page, and we're not showing the full video. We didn't show the full, video of that. We were just showing, parts of the sessions, and I guess it was a little too much. So I guess we won't we won't do that again. But yeah, I'm like wondering like why. It's free. It's already free on YouTube. So, but either way, again, that is what you saw was a part of the session. We're not going to show the second one, obviously.
We'll just tell you about
Yeah,
it.
the second
We'll describe
one.
it.
The second one is with Tashira and Drew, and they're a Spanish couple in the city. They got together and she was pregnant. Like she got pregnant 2 months later, and they kind of rushed in. And for a while, they haven't had a legitimate relationship with each other. She came into the relationship with a child already from a previous marriage actually, and she was feeling, I guess what they would say to youngins, feeling some type of way. you know,
There's a youngin.
so yeah, if you're just joining us again, we had a little issue because we were using a video from
the show.
That
was free on YouTube.
That's free on YouTube, and we didn't even show the whole video. We just showed
Clips.
that one session. Yeah, and it's crazy. I'm giving them credit too. You can see the free episode on YouTube, on the Showtime YouTube page. But yeah, so our apologies. We're probably not going to have the stream up or the video up later anyway because they're going to block it. I know, right? So again,
man.
I know not to do that anymore. I didn't realize that because again, I thought it was free. So, but yeah, so therapy again, it's the most toughest thing to go through because what it's gonna do is it's gonna open up a lot of boxes, you know what I mean? Stuff that you hid away in a little dark corner.
And some things that you're really not even aware of. Like again, you might not be so aware of the things you do. And not only that, but you also don't understand sometimes the effect it has on the other person. So like it could be something stupid and it's not stupid to the other person. And so therefore, while one person is dismissing it, the other person's pissed off about it, and therein lies some of the problems. And obviously miscommunication, I think, is a really big issue that a lot of couples deal with, and is the reason why they go to couples therapies. It's almost like one person is talking and the other person is not quite listening,
right?
Because they're thinking that the other person's wrong, or they just don't want to be open to hear what the issues are.
Yeah.
Because you do have to be very open, and that's not easy. It's very easy to say, but it's hell of a not easy to do. Like it's very difficult.
You know that what you're saying is going to be analyzed is the better word.
Yeah.
It's going to be analyzed. I mean, a lot of people will say, "Oh, they're going to judge me." Well, the reality is, it's not really you that they're judging. It's your story. It's what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Because what you share is the only thing that they can go on. They can't go on anything else. They're not, mind readers. They can only go by what you say. And if you say certain things that are just, questionable, of course they're going to analyze it and they're going to say, well, this is what it is. They'll give you their feedback. A lot of people can't handle it. A lot of people, again, they go in thinking, that their partner is they're going to change their partner. And that's not really the case. The case is the reality is your partner needs to change themselves.
Well, both people usually have to change. I don't think I personally don't think that like there's one person that's always completely wrong and the other person's innocent.
That's you. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
How dare you? So yeah, I think that both people have to be willing, number one, to listen. That's and hard. Number two, be willing to change, because obviously change is not easy in itself.
Especially when you get older.
Yes, us older folk like to stay in our ways.
Yeah. You get complacent, man. When you're with someone for a long time, you get.
I also think it's the opposite too. When you're alone, or rather not in the same type of commitment in a relationship, and then you have to be. You can't be that person, that independent person that's completely on their own, because now you're with someone. So while yes, there are things that you can be independent about, you still have a partner. So you have to kind of lean on the partner sometimes, and the partner has to lean on you.
That's utility right there.
Yeah. No.
That's a utility. You still need that. You need your partner needs you. Again, it's all three of them.
Yeah, but I guess.
If you have all three, the virtuous, the utility, the fun, again, you still need your partner for stuff. You can't, a lot of the times people think that they can just go on with their lives by themselves. Oh, that's very difficult, man. Wow. It's very difficult, especially if, in my opinion, that is. It's hard for me to.
Yeah, you're a lover.
I am. It's hard for me to just be, for me to think that I'm gonna be single. Let's just say there is no more you, right? You are
what the
gone.
Hell? You got rid of me?
Yeah, you freaking left me for some Mexican dude named Jose. I'm just saying. All right, I'm being a schmuck.
That was uncalled for.
It doesn't matter. I'll say it. I don't care. So, what do you want me to say? You went with some black dude named Raekwon? No.
What the heck? Neither one. How about I just drifted off? How about that?
No, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna drift off. So let's just say you left me for some Norwegian guy named, I don't know,
Hans.
Yeah, there you go.
Hans.
It'll be hard for me to be, just by myself. I mean, yeah, by myself. There you go.
You already told me that if I ever left, or I guess you could say died, that you'd quickly replace me with the maid.
Well, that's that means I have money. Oh yes, that means I have money. Oh, that works with me. So I'm good with that. And no, I probably wouldn't. It'll be difficult. It'll be very difficult. But I don't think I could be by myself. I think that's the hard part for me. Again, I'm not perfect, so I do have my flaws. I know that I do a lot of stupid crap. But,
yes, you do.
Does the good outweigh the bad is the question.
Absolutely, the good outweighs the bad.
So that's what I would think that's what you go on. You base it on that when you're going to therapy. What's your outcome? What do you really want out of the therapy? Are you going to be honest with yourself? Are you going to be honest with what you want, what you believe your partner, how you feel about your partner, and so on and so forth? If that's the case, then you're good.
I also think that when you go to therapy, you have to make a decision on whether you're really trying to save the relationship or work on a relationship, or rather you're done. Because if you're done, there's no reason to be in the therapy. You're just there to spend money.
Right.
But that, I think, is something that some of these couples, at least from the stuff that we've watched, it seemed like some of them were at their end. Like they were like, I'm done. This is like the last straw kind of thing, or the last way to try to save it.
Yeah.
But sometimes their mind are already like made up. Right. So it's like the therapy is really not going to help much. If anything, it probably pisses them off more because, they don't want to deal with it anymore. Well,
this is why you have to be honest with yourself and what you want in order for you to get the maximum from this. You either want to save your relationship or you don't. Just don't lie about it. I'm reading the messages right now.
Well, I was going to say, thanks again for everyone rejoining us on the separate live stream.
Michelle says, then the Lord God said it is not good that the man should be alone. That's 100% true. I should not be alone. I should have someone to deal with my craziness right beside me. I should have all of that. And the woman would be very fortunate. Except for my gut.
Oh, here we go.
But either way, I do believe that actually. It'll be hard for me. Because, for the most part, I do think that women bring out the best of a man. I feel, anyway.
Well, I think partners bring out the best of each other.
Well, I'm speaking of a man
you're just
to
talking
woman.
about yourself.
Yeah, I'm just speaking. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel that. Again, in a general sense, yeah, but it depends on your partner being, that virtuous, that support, if you don't have that, then, you're pretty much
Screwed.
Yeah, you're going. You're going downhill. So I think for me, again, I feel like the woman brings out the best in the man. So, like I said before, watching this show, it helped me realize certain things that I did, certain tendencies that I have, and it was definitely a shock for me. The emotional part, besides the emotional part, it was definitely a shock for me. And this is why I think therapy is good. Like, I do believe therapy is good.
Oh, I agree with you.
Regardless.
Like I said, I didn't think that initially.
Yeah, I know.
But yes, I do.
You didn't like me. You didn't like me for like the first, I don't know, 4 weeks or whatever it was. You didn't really like me too much. The reality too is, again, it was rough. What did we start therapy after wanting to end our relationship and not get married?
I believe so.
We started.
I know we were engaged already.
Right.
It was with the. Oh no, I think we at some point during the engagement is when we had that argument and wanted to break up or whatever.
And then we did the therapy.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of saved. It kind of saved us.
Well, it helped save us besides Mamita.
Yeah, she did. Mamita was, well, for those of you who are new, Mamita is our grandmother. Not me by blood.
I was gonna say, man, what are we, brother and sister?
I know, right? You're my sister. Freaking. That's why Mama named you Joe Dirt. Yeah, no, yeah, she's your grandmother, but she was pretty much like my own.
Yeah.
And I, again, this is a personal thing. We were like at odds with each other. We just couldn't. Of course, it was my insecurity issues, and it was your dancing around lies. Just saying. And we just couldn't mesh. We couldn't just it was so hard for us to just get on the same page. We knew what we wanted. We knew we loved each other, but we just couldn't get there. You couldn't stop doing what you did. I couldn't stop doing what I did. And then at some point we just, we're done. We told Mamita like, hey.
I do. Okay, so I do remember part of that argument, and I felt like I remember during that argument that I kind of felt like I kept trying to hold on,
right,
and it felt like I couldn't do it anymore. Like I couldn't. I was like, you know what? It was just hard because, like you said, we were fighting a lot.
Right.
So I decided. During the argument, it was kind of like I let go, and that was probably for me the hardest part of that was that feeling of giving up, because obviously you already know that I don't give up.
You've given up many times on other people. Remember, you said
other people different.
You said
let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Okay, let's be clear.
You are in a way different classification of anybody I ever freaking dealt with.
That's what they are.
So, giving up on them was the right move.
Right.
But giving up on you was the wrong move. But it had to be done in that moment. Because then the next moment was when Mamita came in and she heard us arguing.
No, we brought her in to tell her.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
After we decided.
Yeah. We were like, you know what? We're just going to have to tell her. And then we told her, and she when we told her, we're done, we're not getting married, we're pretty much, calling it. Then, she stood there and she gave like a sigh, and then she started talking, and she started crying. She got emotional and told us like, we were fools, like, we were meant for each other, and, we have to work it out and talk and all this other stuff. And it was just like, man, that got me. Mm-hmm. Like that got me. So at that point it was like, we need to go see someone. Mm-hmm. We need to fix this. We need to take care of it. We need to figure ourselves out. Again, everything is great in the beginning. It's all, peaches and roses. I don't even know what you said. I don't know the saying.
Peaches and cream? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think peaches and cream. But anyway, well, I think that one of the things, or one of the reasons why we felt like we needed to see a therapist as well, is because we both take marriage as forever. Like, we were not going to enter into a marriage, with the escape clause of a divorce. Like, no. It's basically, till death do you part.
It is easy. You could just
shut your mouth. So I think that was part of the reason why we said we have to at least fix this or get on the road to fixing it before we were able to get married.
Right.
Because we knew that we weren't gonna make it if that was the case.
And that's why we chose couples therapy. We had to, and of course, you add the pre-kana for the Catholics.
Yep.
Who are getting married. You have the pre-kana classes.
Well, wait, side note. This is because we had to take the pre-kana because we got married in a church. Right. Just so people understand that. It wasn't anything associated with the couples therapy.
Right.
It was actually completely separate.
So this is why we did the couples therapy, and this is why it's I really feel 100% that it is it's vital to every relationship, man, because we're always gonna do stupid shit, man. We're always gonna do foolish things. We're gonna say things like the woman from the pre-kana class said. You're always gonna disappoint your partner. You're always gonna disappoint someone that you love. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. But at the same time, you can't go out there and act like you have to be perfect. You can't go out there acting as if the person, your mate, if they do one thing wrong, then it's like the end of the world and then that's it. No.
Or that is unforgivable.
Right.
I mean, there are some things that are unforgivable, let's be real.
Of course.
But we're saying if it's not that.
Like eating the last bit of ricotta cheesecake and not offering your partner.
You did get a little bit, okay.
I got scraps. That's what I got.
Oh, my God, you had your own dessert.
Is this what you think of me? Just scraps? I swear.
Oh, man.
But, it is. Again, there's a lot of things that your partner's going to do is going to piss you off, but you got to, you have to ask yourself, does the good outweigh the bad?
Well, it's funny. And this is like a complete side note, but it reminded me of when you said that. So, and I know you can't stand this movie that much, but actually in the movie Sex and the City,
hated it.
Miranda and Steve ended up making like a pros and cons list because they were contemplating divorce, and they were basically made a pros and cons list, and it's a silly thing because it's, a written list. But the reality is you really do kind of weigh the good and the bad. If the bad and the good are kind of equivalent, then that's not a good relationship.
Nope.
The good should far outweigh the bad. The bad should be stuff that's like annoying or whatever.
What do you think? What do you think the ratio should be for the good and the bad list?
80-20.
80-20? Where am I at right now?
What do you mean? Are you 80 or are you 20?
No, where am I at? Like, am I 80 and 80-20 or am I like 75?
No, you're like 80-20.
Or like 90-10? 95-5?
Maybe 90, like 85-15.
99.
Because there's not that many things that you do that annoy me or whatever. There are a few things.
Okay.
But, it's not like something that is worth arguing about.
Like socks on the hamper?
No, socks every freaking where. Like, I find socks all over the freaking apartment.
Me.
Yeah, okay, because everybody else wears Hanes freaking low cut white socks.
Why you have to?
Yes,
why are you telling me my personal
up.
stuff? Jeez. Well, I'll take the 85-15. It's not bad. You're like.
I was gonna say I'm probably like 75-25.
You're like 50-50.
You're a fucker, yo.
I don't know. I haven't put you in a percentage.
Oh, really? I mean, I didn't put a percentage either, but let's
just say this. Every night that I go to sleep, I am so blessed and I am so happy to be able to wrap my arms around you and give you a kiss goodnight, even when you're sleeping and snoring.
Thank you for throwing a snoring part
I'm
in
just saying, with your blinders on.
Which is what is it called? A sleep mask or
Yes.
whatever. I call it. People are like, what blinder? What the
So
hell?
yeah, so it's 9 years, and I still feel.
So is this your way of dodging the question of my percentage?
I don't know. You're like, I don't know, 90-10.
Really?
Yeah, you're like 90-10, I think.
But the 10 is big, I think.
Your 10 is your stupid freaking roundabouts, man. Your little, semantic crap. That's the 10. Everything else, I don't care. You leave the recliner like 25% open. That annoys me.
Because
I close it.
Because I was trying to save it.
It doesn't matter. Your little thing over here, your setup. It's a lot. It's too much. You're like a mini hoarder.
I
But
said
that's all right.
junior order before.
But that's okay. I could deal with it. I'm fine with it. The overall you is what matters. So I can deal with it. Except it's semantic garbage. So annoying. You treat sometimes you treat us like a corporation. I better get paid for this.
You do technically get paid, so shut your mouth.
That is true. That is true. But again, these are the things that you find out along the way. You learn to deal. You learn to accept the things that you can easily accept. The hard things are the ones you need help with. You go see someone. Go talk to somebody. And this is why couples therapy is like, super important for me. I don't mind doing it just because I have, because not that I have to, but I do have to kind of let it out sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're not able to do it openly. You may have some feelings, but you don't want it, it's hard for you. There's a lot of things that go on in our lives, personal stuff, with each other. And again, it's just, sometimes it's good to have that third party who'd be able to kind of bring you back. And I do it just because. It's not like I would do it because we need it. It's a just because. And you never know. And sometimes you have to be, kept in check. We change. We evolve. And I think that's one of the biggest things for couples. One person is evolving, the other person isn't.
Yep.
You feel like, your partner is not doing much.
Well, wait, I don't know if that part of the clip got cut off
before
we were shut off.
I think it did. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so before
we don't have to. We'll just have them, because we have a good couple of minutes before we end the show.
Well, I guess I just want to say regarding the show is, again, we're not getting paid for this, but we really, really, really feel that it's important enough to take the time to watch the show, because you'll never know what you learn about yourself or about your partner while watching other people speak about their relationship.
Yep.
You'll see the stuff that you can relate to. And honestly, sometimes you'll see the stuff that you're like, thank God he doesn't do those things. I would have killed him.
Listen, if you acted the way this woman acted.
Oh, Mikhail or whatever her name is.
Mikhail.
Oh my God, I couldn't.
Yeah. No, I would have gave you a quick elbow. Elbow to your temple. That's it.
So sometimes it also makes you appreciate your partner a lot more when you see some of the things that go on with these other relationships.
Again, we're not perfect. Like, we don't have a perfect relationship. I just know that the good outweighs the bad with you. And although I dislike you sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's another thing. You don't necessarily have to like your partner.
I dislike you
that has nothing to do with love.
Just remember this, and I tell you this all the time. You are not the same person with other people like you are with me.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, you are not the same person with other people, like you are with me. With other people, you're a little passive. But with me, you an aggressive sumbitch.
That's not true.
Because
there's
for the most
quite
part,
a few things that I'm passive about.
For the most part, you are, you're a little sassy with me. You give me the attitude and everything. Other people, nah. So that's the thing with your partner. It is true. A lot of the time, your partner is not going to be the same with you like they are with other people. And this is something that I believe is 100% facts. Think about it. You know, we're so comfortable with each other. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You gonna leave me because I'm being sassy? No, well, I should say that. You know, opposite. I'm not gonna leave you.
Well, you're instead of being sassy, you're douchey.
Yeah, yeah, douchebag or whatever. No, you're not gonna leave me because I'm being a douchebag. You know, you're gonna leave me because I'm not really doing much for our relationship, or I'm making it worse. Than what you would want. But no, again, we're so comfortable with our partners that we're not going to just leave them for the dumbest little thing unless you already plan on doing it.
That's why I said a lot of times they're basically just the second foot's almost out the door. The first foot's been out the door.
So again, it's just what do you do? It boils down to really paying attention to your partner. That's pretty much what it is. Paying attention to your partner, vice versa. Each partner wants something different.
But I also think it's also being in touch with yourself and how you feel and what you think you deserve and how you think you can achieve that. Because I think if you can't be, like, you call me passive, but you can't be too passive in the relationship either.
No.
Like, you have to try to make sure that you understand the things that are important to you.
Yourself, yes.
Yes, but for those things that are important, you almost have to rank them. Like, right. How important are they? Because not everything has the same weight, right. So, I mean, there's quite a few things you have to really evaluate with yourself as well as your partner, and to make sure that the relationship's working. And it's a constant process. It's not like something like you're like, I'm done. Everything's good finished, now.
Right? I gave you something.
All the work is done.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing too, because this goes back to my father, who gave me some advice back in the days, and it stuck with me. And it's good that you said that. You mentioned that, because you can't go on, or you can't do things. Like you just do one thing and you think everything is good and you can go back to where it was. No, it just doesn't work like that. So I remember having the same issue before, and my father told me, he gave me the acronym TIME, right? And the acronym for TIME was things I must earn. And it was like an explosion. It was just like, whoa, because a lot of times, we think that, again, we get our partners angry, or something happens, we get into an argument, something, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes even worse. But then we go in, we go back and we think just because we bought flowers, they're supposed to be. Or you said sorry. Yeah, they're supposed to be happy or something like that. No, it's just, everything, the important things, or just things, things in general. It just takes time, and you have to earn it. You can't just go in there like, I did this for you and we're good now, right? No, it takes time, and you have to earn that over time. And if it's worth it, you're going to put in the time.
Yep, and the effort.
Yeah, and if you don't, then it's just like, then that means it didn't matter. It doesn't matter as much to you. So, again, relationships are rough. It doesn't even matter if it's a romantic, again, it's friends, it's family, it's all the same. And you can't go in thinking like you're right all the time, even though I am. But you can't go in thinking that you're right all the time. You can't go in thinking that your partner has to change. No, you both have to start on this, clean slate, open to the challenges and being honest with yourselves. And that way it'll be easy for both, or, those involved, to be honest with the other person. So I think, again, going back to the couples therapy, it's super important. That's why, I keep stressing this, because, again, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. You can't just go out there and buy, love. It just doesn't work. Real love is hard work. Real love is not easy. I don't care what anyone says. It's hard work. You were hard work. You know that?
I was, or I still am.
You're not as hard anymore.
I'm easy now.
You are. You're not as hard anymore. I think there's an understanding between us. Mm-hmm. You may dislike me. You may not like some of the things I do. You may feel a certain way.
15%.
But you're not gonna shit on me.
No.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Side note. that was also another thing that was brought up in the pre-kana, that words hurt and they last. So like, sometimes people are inclined to, hit below the belt or say something that they know the partner's pissed, like is like the soft spot. For me, I always felt like that's messed up, because that it's not something that's forgotten. Like even if it's said in the heat of an argument, it doesn't really matter, because that, there was some truth in it. Whether it was that you just wanted to hurt the other person, even if it was a completely untrue statement, but you knew that it was going to hurt the other person, so you said it because of that reason. So that's why I feel like those are some of the things that we try not to do.
Slow blows, man.
It's because those last.
And it just goes to show that you don't respect the person.
Yep.
I feel. Believe me, I've been there. I've gotten a lot of that, Sometimes it wasn't even deserving. Sometimes it was. Other times not deserving. But it's a difference, It's the relationship then to what you've been able to understand and change within yourself. It leads to a better relationship with other people. There was a quote, I forgot what it was called, or what it said. It was something about the relationships I don't know. I don't even remember. Maybe I'll say it, I'll remember it then. But it was about, relationships and the relationship that you have now dictate the life. That's what it is.
Oh.
The relationship.
As you were saying.
Yeah, the relationships you have dictate the life you live.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have shit relationships, you're going to have a shit life. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much how it works. And that's a general thing. It could be with friends. If you have, shit relationships with friends, crappy relationships with friends, family, loved ones, romantic, that means your life is just going to be bad, because you're taking in so much of that negative drama, that negative vibe, you know what I mean? And it's not conducive to a good, positive, functioning, life for yourself, So this is why it's like, for me, I'll be honest, I've been told, I'm not in love with you. I've been told I respect other people and not you. I've been told this. So for me and my psyche, it's like, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go do me. But mind you, that shouldn't be the way. Mm-hmm. It should be, why do you feel that way? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing to make you feel this way? And then find out, is it really me? Is it you? Mm-hmm. Is it us? Are we not? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the problem. We're so quick to kind of just jump out and not really work on whatever it is or figure out why things are happening, that we go do other stupid things. I'll be the first one to say I screwed up, and me learning from that relationship, it was the best thing, because for you and I, it made it better. And that's unfortunate, because that's usually what happens. Mm-hmm. You become a better person.
Yeah, you learn from the past and try to avoid the same mistakes again.
Right. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can actually learn while you're in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And you may get surprised. And the whole, couples therapy, it works. I believe it truly works. And again, the other thing too, it depends on a therapist.
Yep, well. I was just thinking the same thing.
It depends on the therapist, because if you have someone who's like really like, I don't even know how to explain it, but they would know. If they know, they know.
Well, at least from what we've seen on the show, regarding that therapist, she, number one, she listens first, lets the couples kind of say their piece, and then ask intuitive questions to get them to either understand what the other person's saying or to come to a realization. So if you do have a therapist and you find that you're not getting that kind of feedback, then most likely that's not a good therapist for you. And like you said before, I think you did have a not good therapist before, right? You didn't like that therapist before?
Which one, the couples therapist or the individual one? The individual or couples?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, I had an individual. Mm-hmm. I stopped after 2. She was good, actually. She was the one, she actually taught me or made me realize that, me trying to make someone happy, it does not necessarily mean taking them on trips, or like, the
Tell her to shut her mouth.
The surface stuff
makes me happy.
It's not really about that. It's about the deeper stuff, like, planning life, and being, the commitment, the consistency, all of those things are the most important thing. It's not the surface stuff. So I learned that from her, which is like, all right, good. But the couples therapist, the first one, my previous relationship, oh man, he was good, but he was sleeping too much. Like he would doze off.
While you guys were talking.
While we were talking, it's just like, dude, are you serious? But man, this, my partner at the time, was very bothered by him because she felt like he was always ganging up on her.
Oh, like an issue against with her.
Yeah. So I felt like, what, for me, when it came to us, I didn't want a male, I wanted a female, because it'll give you, I would think, give you a
feeling of like a compadre.
Exactly. And for me, kind of an insight to what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what I'm doing wrong, if I'm missing signs or whatever it is. Again, I'm stubborn, a lot. Well, I won't say a lot. I'm stubborn, so there are times where I kind of need to check myself and kind of step back and assess things and be open-minded to, what I'm doing wrong and what I could change, what I can do. But yeah, she wasn't having him, and it was like, I didn't, at first I was, yeah, it's great, but I already knew it was done. I already knew the relationship was over. There was nothing else.
Well, see, like I said, that's when you know that couples therapy might not work if you already have your mindset that it's
well, here's
over.
the thing. I'm going to go back to my father again. My father told me, and this is when I was having the issue, of moving on prematurely. That's the best way I can say it. Yeah.
Clean breaks.
Right. This is the, moving on prematurely. My father told me, because we had many conversations about this when I was going through this, because it was the first time. It was very hard for me. He said to me, never make an important decision in your life with a distraction. The distraction is going to take me away from really focusing on
or thinking about
that, that person, my important decision. And I didn't get it at first, but then I was like, wow, you know what? So I removed the distractions in order to focus on the decision. And
without the distractions, if that decision's still the same, then it's
exactly.
very clear.
And it was still the same, did the couples therapy. It was still the same. Nothing changed. I felt like I was the one that was doing more of the changing, and it wasn't on the same level. We weren't going at the same
pace.
Same pace. Again, it's fine. Sometimes people are either just a little bit, a couple of steps behind or a couple of steps in front. That's not a big deal. But I felt like it was just too much. I was just too far. So based on that and the interaction and the lack of communication and the disrespect, it was like, this is the best thing for me. And that was when I realized, okay, this is what I wanted. And there was no distraction there. So that's the other key. You can't make a decision with a distraction. Do not do that. It's the worst thing you can possibly do. Because at the end of it, you wonder, did I give it 110% in order to figure out if this is what I wanted? And if you can't say for a fact, unequivocally, that you didn't give it 100%, 110% or whatever, or 100, if you did, if you can't figure that out, if you didn't, then it's going to be bad for you. It's going to be, you're always going to have that in the back of your mind. You don't want that. So for me, that's why it was easier for me to just move forward. I'm telling you, man, my father gave me some good advice. Again, this is based on his personal, experiences in life. And it was very helpful for me because I was going through things that, I never went through. And, then having, going to see the couples therapist with you, that saved us. And here we are still, causing havoc in each other's lives.
30 years later.
30-something years later. It's crazy. You know, it's annoying. But I will tell you this on our anniversary.
Don't you do it.
I'm not going to do it. I will say this.
I'm sorry. Wait. Side note, because I don't want anybody to think I'm just an asshole or I'm like a cold bitch. It's our like thing. It has become our thing now. Is like we like laugh cry sometimes. Like we start to cry and the other person laughs, but not like laughing at them. It's like laughing with them. All of a sudden, it's a strange thing that we do.
You know, Nor P says relationships start at childhood. It's amazing how much of your upbringing transcends to your future relationships.
Absolutely
Learn
true.
that in couples therapy. It is 100% true.
Yep.
Because a lot of that is where I've gotten my insecurities and trust issues, you know, and it was way before, you know, my first kiss, you know what I mean? My first relationship was way before that.
That's where my people pleasing started from, childhood.
So
being the first, you know, with all the pressure, having to be the role model for my younger siblings.
I think at this point right now for me, you know, I don't want you to please me like that. I don't, you know what I mean? We save that for
another day.
You know, 1 a.m. conversation. It's not
good
that
talks after dark.
It's that we should have that.
I know.
We should. I was gonna say something.
I'm sorry.
I don't want that from you because I just want the honest, genuine you. You know what I mean? Like I want you to curse me out. You know, I don't want you to disrespect me, but I want you to tell me what it is. You know, I want you to tell me like it is. I don't want you to feel like you have to please me the way the way it is based on, you know, your people pleasing. No, I don't want that. And for me, you know, again, I feel as if I can, you know, like I said before, I can be myself. You know, I told you this is what it is, but I know that, you know, a lot of the things that I do, my words are very straight and harsh. You know, I have to be, you know, kind of softer, a little softer approach when I say certain
gentler
things.
Touch.
But it's just, you know, so hard because, again, I grew up with that mentality. Like, you got to say it like it is. You know, you got to, whatever it is that you're feeling, you say it. Doesn't matter. You know, so I know for me, I have to, you know, be a little bit more gentler.
Conscious of my feelings and stuff.
Right. Exactly. And I think, you know, we're able to, we're on the same, we're walking together. And I think that that's what makes it easier for me to go to sleep at night, lay down next to you, hold you, kiss you when you're sleeping and snoring.
With my blinders on.
With your blinders on. Touch your feet, your toes, and your legs.
Sandpaper.
Yes. And do all the, you know, the good things and then just go to sleep happy. I'm not really like happy, like I'm smiling. That's a little too much.
Content.
Yes. And it's so comforting. And I appreciate that and I love that. I love that feeling. Waking up, different story. Don't talk to me. Just saying. But you know,
you're the night owl and I'm the morning bird.
Again, all of this, you know, we've gotten to this point because of the couples therapy. We've gotten to this point because we were able to, you know, kind of let our guards down and be vulnerable to, you know, whatever it is that we need to work on. You know, what we hear, what we find out. And I think that's the best thing. You know, and again, it you know, if you don't have, if you're not in a relationship, do it by yourself. You know, just go for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, again, a better you is a better you will help your relationships, you know? So I guess all in all, that's pretty much it for the couples therapy. This is longer than we anticipated because of the video not working and stuff like that. But
yeah, and actually it's like it spurred a different direction of the conversation because we were going to talk more about, you know, how the couples interacted or whatever what we saw, but this is actually, you know, more personal.
Right.
This is about us per se, you know.
And I do appreciate everyone who stayed.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you for everyone who's on the live chat, who's putting comments on there. We do read them. Sometimes we don't read them out loud, but we do read them.
Yeah,
and we appreciate everyone interacting. That's great.
What would you take away? I guess one last. What would you take away from couples therapy? And now, I don't know how long ago that was. That was like 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, that was before we got married.
How do you feel now?
Actually, I think we stopped right after we got married.
Right. Yeah, we did. Because she wanted to charge it extra.
Yeah. She tried to up the payment.
I hope she's okay, though. God bless.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Say it again. What was the question?
Like, based on the couples therapy when we started, and now we're like, now we're in our 9th year of being together.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? What have you taken from all these years from the therapy when it comes to us?
Well, okay. So not to go too far, not to take too much time, but I think one of the things that I've had issues with that I constantly work on it, because it's nothing that I feel like I've completely conquered, is the trying to listen and absorb and not being so combative, because I tend to be defensive.
Yeah, you are.
So sometimes you still think in your head, oh, nah, that's not true. But, you have to like really listen and understand. And sometimes it doesn't happen in that moment that you're having a debate or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes it happens later. Like you have some time to kind of stew on it and think and come to realizations. So, and I don't know, I always say that I'm a bad person, like initial reaction. My initial reaction sucks. So I might not have a good initial reaction, but if I have time to think about it and absorb it, then, it tends to be more helpful for me. So that's something I feel like I've learned from the couples therapy, because I don't know. I know that I am combative. Like I get defensive.
Oh my, is there an applause for this? Hold on a second. Hold on. Is there an applause? It isn't a, oh my gosh. Amazing.
Shut your mouth.
Amazing. Oh man, that was great. I applaud you. That was, woo. Jeez. What's that word? Like it's when you realize something.
Epiphany.
Well, no, it's not the word, but either way, man.
It is a word.
Well, that's not the word that I was thinking, but that's pretty good. I was like, whoa, all right. For me, before we send it off, for me it was the insecurities, right? I know right now that, listen, here's the honest truth. If a person is gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. Now, again, you've been with me for 9 years. Mm-hmm. You've accepted my whole entire body.
Yep.
The package and everything.
The package and everything, right? You've accepted all of me. Now, before I was so like, oh my gosh, like, of course, do I want to get a divorce? No, I don't. I want to ride into the sunset, hold hands and die just like in the Notebook. Oh, that's the ultimate dream.
Right? Okay, yes. But at the same time, again, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I can't really think about that. I got to think about what I have and what we have and what we want moving forward. And
goals.
And I figure for me, again, it was my insecurities. But at the same time, listen, you're still here 9 years later. So you must have accepted everything.
Yep.
I mean, not to say that I'm bad, because everything is not really that bad. You know what I mean? I still got some good stuff. But at the same time, you've accepted everything, and you're still here. So I don't need to worry about that. Mm-hmm. Again, it's just us moving together at the same pace or close to it. That's all that I need to focus on. Our future goals. Everything else doesn't mean anything. Because again, listen, when we get older, we're going to be sagging and everything else. So it doesn't really matter what we're looking like, to be honest.
Yeah, but I don't exactly believe that 100%. Meaning, like, I think that you still have to maintain yourself as much as you can for yourself and your partner.
Oh, of course.
Not only for your partner. It should be first and foremost for yourself.
You can't let yourself go, but at the same time, it's just like, it's not going to be the same.
But the natural process of aging, obviously, yes.
Right, that's what I mean.
There's going to be things that you can't control.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go get Botox or whatever. No, you're going to accept me for what I have. Dentures and everything in the future. I'll take them off right in front. Doesn't matter to me. But as long as we love each other, it doesn't matter with anything else. That's what I had to really learn during that time of, insecurities and everything else. You're with me. There's nothing I need to worry about when it comes to the physical aspect. Everything that I need to focus on is about our goals. It's you being able to be attentive to you, to your needs, what you want, to support you, to push you, to everything that I said in my vows, which was actually funny. That's what I learned, and it was hard having to deal with it and having to, just kind of accept it. But it was for the best, and I realized the damage that I was causing, because of it. And now it's just like, I don't care. You already know me. I'll see a guy or woman, and I'll talk about their ass. Like, oh, he got a big ass. Oh, she got a big butt. Or, well, the feet or whatever it is. You don't like me.
Well, I already know that you look at the feet, so I tease you about that.
Again, this is something that we were able to kind of start to get comfortable, and we're like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, we're good. We don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah, not to say that I'm going to be slipping and I'm going to, have my blinders on all the time, except when I'm sleeping.
What do you mean?
Meaning, yes, I do get jealous and here and there and whatever.
You get jealous?
Yes, man.
Oh, you so
especially when
cute.
you work in a high school around mostly women. Hell yeah. I'm aware. How about that? I'm always aware. Yep.
Well, you don't have it. On point. Listen. I've already invested in so many years with you. You think I want to start over? Like, it's so annoying.
That's the reason.
I don't. I don't want to start over. No. Listen. There's so many people out there, right? It's not like there could be another good relationship for us, with other people. It's not like there won't be, or there wouldn't be. No, of course. But I don't want to start over, because I already have the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. It's not really much of a thought or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Everything else is just I don't know, like a sight. You know what I mean? Like, you see people, and then that's it. But other than that, listen, I'm not perfect. I don't have this rockin' bod. I don't have a six pack.
Right now, you got a dad bod.
I got a freaking half gallon, not a six pack. So it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's, my teeth aren't like that great, but at the same time, it's me. You fell in love with me. Mm-hmm. So I don't really, I'm glad that, you're a little like, oh my God, it's cool. The girls, the women.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's so cute.
I'm aware that, like I said, I'm not oblivious. The thing we've always said to each other is, like, you can't never say never, like, meaning, like, you can't say that the other person would never do that, because I feel like that's like an omen.
Yeah, no.
As soon as you say that shit, it happens.
No, believe me, I've been there. I've been there before.
So I don't feel like that. Like, like you always say, oh, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That is true.
So, yeah, I believe in that. I just don't, I don't really think that you'd be the one to initiate anything.
With you?
No, with somebody else, fucker. What the hell? But.
Well, can I be an escort? Well, we need to make money.
That could be the only exception, possibly. But
women 70 and older. How about that one?
No.
I'm just saying.
Like a granny service.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
But anyway, so yeah, like I said, like I just, and that's my own insecurities too. Like, I always think that you could probably find better. No. I don't know if you could find.
Listen, all right,
equivalent, all right, and I'm not talking about physically.
Look at it this way. There's better out there, regardless. There's better of something out there. There's attractive people. There's guys that are out there that are more attractive than me, better bods than me, better teeth than me, better, you know what I mean? Like, smarter than me, more artistic, more, sensitive, romantic. There's so many dudes out there who are better than me. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. You invested your time in me. Mm-hmm. So that's all I care about. That's all we need. I invest in you. You invest in me. This is a virtuous relationship here.
That's right.
So I'm not worried about anybody else. Could it happen? Of course it could happen. Never say never. But at the same time, I'm too tired, man. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to go through that crap again. Dining or dates or whatever.
First dates again.
That's so annoying. It's like, dude, please. Oh, you think I want to put a profile out there again on Plenty of Fish? Or no.
Oh my goodness.
It's horrible. It's just disgusting.
Now you'd be on like a senior thing.
No, we have 9 years. We have 9 years. Yeah, 9 years is nothing. It's still relatively young. But at the same time, this is a daddy promise. When the fact that I have that much love for you, and we're still growing. We're still growing. We're still learning each other. We're still, fighting for whatever it is that we need to. It's not going to change. And that's the one thing I think that, it's good for couples to go through. And I appreciate that. And this is why there's no reason to mess that up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whatever happened, during my insecure years, it's there. Like, it's not even something that I think about right now, to be honest with you. We're always going to have a little jealousy or like wondering, but I think it's common. What you do, how far you go with it is a different story.
Exactly. And we don't go far with that. So
for me, it's just like, but I'm glad that we're able to actually say, I'm feeling this way, because you should be able to do that with your partner and listen, and not really jump the gun and so on and so forth. We can continue this conversation.
I know.
For hours upon hours upon hours.
Well, they were starting to lose people.
But
too.
The reality is, again, couples therapy, man, it works 100%. You really have to put yourself, into it, And again, thank you for those who continue to listen, even though we were supposed to be done like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Actually, a half an hour ago.
We appreciate your time. We appreciate you being a part of this.
Thank you for joining us on our anniversary.
Yeah, we wish that, we didn't get blocked by YouTube. I have to delete that last video, but it was good. Again, check it out. Couples Therapy, Season 2 on Showtime. You can actually see a free episode, the first episode for free on Showtime's YouTube page. We have the link. And if you want, you can, take that 7-day free trial and you could binge watch,
the rest of it,
with your partner, hopefully.
And you can catch Homeland and Ray Donovan as well on Showtime.
We're not even talking about that.
Just in case you wanted something else to watch too.
See, now you're going to make me want to get couples therapy just because of that. I swear. So yeah, do that. Again, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it, and we'll be posting again. If you haven't already done so, please like our video. Join.
Subscribe.
That's it. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Like
Follow
our video.
Follow us on Instagram.
Because the more you like, the pages that the more you like our videos, the higher the probability of YouTube's algorithm, having our videos out there. And, getting us some, what do you call that? I don't know, recognition.
I don't know. We just need to get to 100 subscribers. How about that?
So either way, again, if you haven't, check us out on Instagram. It's goodtalks_NYC. Visit our website that I have not even updated in a while.
So that you will be doing.
At goodtalksnyc.com. Again, subscribe, like, share our page with other people, support us. And, that's pretty much it. We're out.
Good talks.